What's going on, guys? So Rogue Company just released that their new ranked game mode is coming soon, and I mean very soon. So best believe I already have my whole Rogue lineup all set and ready to go. Today I'll be showing you the most effective comp team that I expect to become the meta before the game mode even comes out. So let's go over the team that I think is going to be one of, if not the best lineup of rogues for the new ranked game mode. And then we will talk about why these specific rogues work so well together. So the comp lineup that I created to be the most effective in ranked is made up of Dahlia, Trench, Scorch, and Saint. Now I know, this might shock a few of you, but believe me, this team has everything you want or need if you want to be a serious competitive team, or if you want to win all of your games and get that level 30 rank. Now I bet right about now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why would this dumbass put both Dahlia and Saint on the same exact team? That makes no goddamn sense. Well, shut up, Timmy. I'm gonna tell you exactly why having both Dahlia and Saint on the same team is crucial, and believe me, you're gonna need both of them if you wanna win. So look, I think it's almost mandatory to have a Saint on your team because of his healing drone that can revive a down teammate anywhere on the map. Now, it's undeniable that Saint is one of the best medics in the game, but believe me, Saint doesn't just save lives, he takes them too. Now, the reason why I say this is because Saint's assault rifle, the MLX Mark IV, is insanely good at medium range, being extremely effective at range control, and with good aim and reflexes, you can even beat out Dima's KA-30 with no issue, and honestly, at close range, if you're forced into a pinch, it's not too shabby either. So yes, Saint's primary role on the team is to stay alive and heal your down teammates as much as possible, but don't be afraid to get into the fight if your team needs a bit more damage output, because Saint is much more than just a healer. Now, the reason why I put Dahlia and Saint on the same team is because these two healers work hand in hand, giving the rest of your team a constant flow of support if something were to go wrong. Now, as a healer, Dahlia's ability allowing her to revive a linked teammate gives the team support even when Saint's healing drone is on cooldown, dividing the responsibility of keeping your team alive between both Dahlia and Saint. And we cannot forget that her healing ability gets a huge improvement with her perk Lifeline, cutting the revive team almost in half, damn near getting your linked teammate up instantly, and when your teammate is back on their feet, their health regeneration is started immediately. When Dahlia has this Lifeline perk to buff her healing ability, I'm telling you right now, it's absolutely amazing. 1 second you think you downed an enemy, and the next, they're right back up on their feet, gunning you down. Something like this can change, I'm telling you right now, this perk alone changes the outcome of a round, hands down. So the huge benefit to having both Saint and Dahlia on the same team is for the majority of the game, your team will have a healer to get your ass up if you get down so you can get right back in the fight and win the game. Now, Dahlia is also multifunctional. She's not just a healer, she can also support the team in other ways as well. Now, as I just showed you, one of Dahlia's roles is to pick up the slack when Saint's drone is on cooldown, but another huge job she has, and because of her ability she's very effective at, is gaining control of the objective, and this is where Trench comes in. Now, Dahlia's passive ability allows her to link up with a teammate and steal that teammate's passive ability. Now, with Trench and Dahlia on the same team, Dahlia can now take Trench's ability, and this is where things get real interesting and your win-loss ratio gets a lot better. Now, Trench's passive ability allows him to have double the number of gadgets. Now, this means when Dahlia links up with Trench, she can now have 2 smokes or 2 grenades. Now, in ranked, it's all about getting control of that site, either to plant the bomb or to defuse it. Now, with Dahlia having 2 smokes or 2 grenades, taking control of that site has never been easier. Now, when you're going to plant the bomb with 2 smokes, Dahlia can now smoke off a huge portion of the site, stopping any more enemies from coming in, and it also serves as cover when you're getting that plant off. Now, when you're defending, those smoke grenades can be used as a deterrent to stop the enemy team from rushing into site from multiple different angles. And with those 2 frag grenades on your hip, whether you're defending or attacking, no matter what, multiple people are getting blown the fuck up. And we cannot forget that Dahlia's SMG absolutely shreds. So Dahlia's main role on the team is to make sure her linked teammate stays alive to help support the team when Saint cannot, and also to help take control of objective so you and your team can either plant or defuse that bomb. Now, Trench doesn't only serve as a way to give Dahlia 2 smokes. Oh no. Trench might very well be one of the most useful rogues to have on a competitive team. Now, Trench's active ability allowing him to throw barbed wire is huge for defending the objective. You can now throw your barbed wire at an access point to site, slowing the enemies down, making them easy to kill if they get caught in your barbed wire, as well as making them think twice to push from that angle, forcing the enemy team to come from another way, and that other way might be booby-trapped with some other gadgets. Now, that barbed wire is not invincible. The enemy team can either punch it, which is not a good idea because if you get stuck in that fucking barbed wire, you're toast, or they can easily throw a grenade to blow up the entire thing. Or maybe not. So Trench has a throwable gadget that destroys enemy incoming projectiles. I'm talking about frag grenades, smoke grenades, flashbangs, you name it. If it's a throwable, this shit blows it the fuck up. Now, not only is this huge for protecting that barbed wire so the enemy team cannot rush sight, but overall it's amazing for just protecting objective in general. Now that you got those devices down, the enemy team can't throw grenades or flashbangs into objective to wipe out your team, so all of you are now safe. So what Trench does for the team is amongst one of the most important. Trench's primary role is to lock down sight and make sure that the enemy team has as much trouble as possible to take over objective. Once your team has locked down and fortified that objective, that is game over and your team has won, all thanks to Trench. Now, the last rogue, but certainly not least, to complete our perfect ranked team is Scorch. Now, all the other rogues on the team kind of work together and their abilities play off of one another, but this is not the case for Scorch at all. But believe me, Scorch is that missing puzzle piece that makes this whole team work. Now, Scorch has one of the highest DPS rates in the game, allowing her to slice through the enemy team like fucking butter. With Scorch's ability making each and every bullet that comes out of her gun do more damage, making Scorch one of, if not the best character to lead the way in dropping the enemy team like fucking flies. Now, Scorch's role is easy. All she has to do is apply pressure to the enemy team by getting in their face and lighting them the fuck up. Scorch is gonna be your main character to do the most damage and to get the most kills. She's the missing piece to all of this. Now, that is it for today's video. Now, this is my first Rogue Company competitive team, but this is not the final one. The more time I spend in the Rogue Company ranked beta, the more my ideas might change. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell because I'm your #1 channel for all high quality Rogue Company content. Peace.